Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Today's subject is we're going to go over Branda's first strongman competition, doing a recap, really just sitting down talking about all of Branda's experiences, your personal experiences going through it. So, I guess I'll start with the question of how did this all start with you? How did you first get the idea in your head to do a strongman competition? Like, what's the origin of this?
So when I started my health and fitness journey, I had started with, going into powerlifting, and I did a show or a contest. You helped me get ready for that one. And I guess I hadn't fully realized how strong I was until doing that. And so, when we started training here at Westside Fitness 24 in Sunrise Beach, Missouri, I had I started seeing some of them some of the women here.
Throw a logo up too.
Yeah, I started seeing some of the ladies. They were prepping for a strongman contest. They were training a girl to do it, and I watched as she was doing some of her training, and it just looked like a lot of fun. And I thought, man, I would love to get in there. Let me try that. And so I remember, like, I would just kind of go in and watch. At the time, I was just personal training, and then I was doing the classes and stuff. And so my own workouts, I was in charge of my own workouts, and so I was just kind of doing my own thing, just trying to build up my strength and work on my conditioning. But I didn't really have help. And so whenever I was watching them do that, I kind of talked to them a little bit, and they invited me to come in and start working out with them. And that was a lot of fun. I remember the very first thing that I saw her that really intrigued me was the yoke run.
The yoke run.
She was picking up the yoke and running 50 feet with it down and back, and with all that weight, I think it was like 330 or something like that she had to do, and
yeah,
that just looked like a lot of fun. Maybe it was more than that. I can't remember. It may have been 360. But I watched as she was training and preparing for that, and she talked about how, when she first got started, she saw the yoke, and she heard by itself that it weighed over 100 pounds, and she was like, no way. She didn't think she could do it, and months later, through her prep, she got stronger and stronger, and so I kind of hopped in halfway through her prep and started doing all this stuff with her, and I realized just how strong I was, and that's a whole different type of strength. Doing the physical, the functional strength training like that. And that was right up my alley. That was everything I was looking for. And I had certain areas that I knew I needed to start getting stronger in. And so it covered all those areas. And so I got to go. We were blessed to be able to go watch that lady compete. And that was my first time at a strongman contest. It was actually an expo. So they had like some powerlifting going on and some strongman, and so I got to watch that, and that was super cool, and just that environment in general is is awesome. So after that, they asked if I wanted to get ready for a contest for me to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, absolutely, let me in there, because I would have loved that day to go in there and do stuff I knew I was strong enough to, but at the same time, I hadn't gone through all the channels, so I wasn't registered. I hadn't done anything like that to actually compete that day, but it was cool being able to see that in action. So getting ready for my first one, that's kind of how I got started getting into it, and was blessed to have amazing coaches here that were willing to take the time to coach me, and
for sure.
And that's been awesome.